historians don't know much about the days leading up to when Edgar Allan Poe was found. Since then, experts tried to come to a conclusion on what really happened to Poe. Not even a cause of death can be agreed upon, so sit back and get ready for the story of the mysterious death of Edgar Allan Poe. On a rainy day in Baltimore on October 3, 1849, Joseph W. Walker, compositor for the Baltimore Sun, was headed to an election poll at Gunners Hall when he found a man semi-conscious and unable to move with ragged clothes that didn't fit him in a gutter. As Walker approached the man, he quickly recognized the individual as writer Edgar Allan Poe. Shocked, Walker asked Poe if he had any friends or family in Baltimore that could help. Struggling to stay awake, Poe whispered to Walker with the name of Joseph E. Snodgrass, a magazine editor and physician. Immediately, Walker wrote a letter to Snodgrass that read like this: Baltimore City, October 3, 1849. Dear Sir, there is a gentleman, rather the worse for wear, at Ryan's 4th Ward polls, who goes under the cognomen of Edgar Allan Poe, and who appears in great distress, and he says he is acquainted with you. He is in need of immediate assistance. Yours, in haste, Jos. W. Walker. To Dr. Snodgrass. Poe was then taken to Washington College Hospital. Here, Dr. John Morin watched over Poe while he was in and out of consciousness, and at times seemed to have visual hallucinations. On October 7th, Poe died from his unknown injuries. The night before his death, Dr. Morin reported that Poe repeatedly called out for Reynolds, a name that, to this day, remains a mystery. Between the day he left for Philadelphia to the day he was found, Poe never regained enough consciousness to explain what happened to him. A week earlier, on September 27th, Poe left Richmond, Virginia for Philadelphia to edit some poems for another writer, but he never made it. This is where Edgar Allan Poe's death mystifies experts on his case. What really happened to him? Why was he wearing ragged clothes that didn't fit him when he typically wore black wool suits? A Baltimore newspaper first reported that Poe died from congestion of the brain. Many theories about Poe's cause of death have made their rounds. A popular theory is that he died from complications of alcohol poison. J.E. Snodgrass and other second-hand accounts say they saw Poe in a tavern and heavily drinking with friends. Even though Poe did struggle with alcoholism throughout his life, he pledged his sobriety and joined the Sons of Temperance just a few months before his death. Dr. Morin, who treated Poe, saw no indication of alcohol. Another theory is that he was robbed and beaten by criminals and left for dead. This list goes on with theories of cooping, rabies, brain tumor, and even murder. With no autopsy performed and lost medical records over time, we will never know what really happened to the prolific writer of his time, but Edgar Allan Poe's death is just as dark and mysterious as his writings. Today, Poe's final resting place is in Baltimore, Maryland. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.